20 minutes later, I light the stub of a candle and make my way to the room with the cots. As the bomb said, Carden is stretched out on one, looking sickeningly handsome. He's washed his face and taken off his jacket, which he has folded up under his head for a pillow. I poke him in the arm. He comes awake instantly, raising his hand as though to ward me off. "Shh!" I whisper. "Don't wake the others. I need to talk to you."
"Go away. You told me you wouldn't kill me if I answered your questions, and I did."
He doesn't sound like the boy who kissed me, sick with desire, just hours ago. He sounds sleepy, arrogant, and annoyed. "I'm going to offer you something better than your life," I say. "Now come on." He stands, shouldering on his jacket, and then follows me into Dane's office. Once we're there, he leans against the door jamb. His eyes are heavy-lidded, his hair messy from the bed. Just looking at him makes me feel hot with shame. "You sure you brought me here just to talk?" It turns out that having kissed someone, the possibility of kissing hangs over everything, no matter how terrible of an idea it was the first time. The memory of his mouth on mine shimmers in the air between us. "I brought you here to make a deal." His eyebrows go up. "Intriguing. What if you didn't have to go to hide somewhere in the countryside? What if there was an alternative to Baelkin's being on the throne?" That's clearly not what he was expecting me to say. For a moment, his insouciant swagger fails him. "There is," he says slowly. "Me. Except I would be a terrible king, and I would hate it. Besides, Baelkin is unlikely to put the crown on my head. He and I have never gotten on particularly well." "I thought you lived in his house." I cross my arms over my chest, protectively, trying to push away the image of Baelkin punishing Carden. I can't have any sympathy now. He tips his head back, looking at me through his dark lashes. "Maybe living together is the reason we don't get on." "I don't like you either," I remind him. "So you've said." He gives me a lazy grin. "So if it's not me, and it's not Baelkin, then who?" "My brother, Oak," I tell him. "I'm not going to get into how, but he's of the right bloodline. Your bloodline. He can wear the crown." Carden frowns. "You're sure?" I nod. I don't like telling him this before I ask him to do what I need, but there is little he can do with the knowledge. I will never trade him to Baelkin. There is no one to tell but Madik, and he already knows. "So Madik will be regent," Carden says. I shake my head. "That's why I need your help. I want you to crown Oak the High King, and then I'm going to send him to the mortal world. Let him have a chance to be a kid. Let him have a chance at being a good king someday." "Oak might make different choices than the ones you want him to," Carden says. "He might, for instance, prefer Madik to you." "I have been a stolen child," I tell him. "I grew up in a foreign land for a far lonelier and worse reason than his. Vivi will care for him, and if you agree to my plan, I'll get you everything you asked for, and more. But I need something from you. An oath. I want you to swear yourself into my service." He barks out the same surprised laugh he made when I threw my knife at the desk. "You want me to put myself in your power, voluntarily?" "You don't think I'm serious, but I am. I couldn't be more serious." Inside my crossed arms, I pinch my own skin to prevent any twitches and tells. I need to seem completely composed, completely confident. My heart is speeding. I feel the way I did when I was a child, playing chess with Madik. I would see the winning moves ahead of me, forget to be cautious, and then be brought up short by a move of his I hadn't predicted. I remind myself to breathe, to concentrate. "Our interests align," he says. "What do you need my oath for?" I take a deep breath. "I need to be sure you won't betray me. You're too dangerous with the crown in your hands. What if you put it on your brother's head after all? What if you want it for yourself?" He seems to think that over. "I'll tell you exactly what I want. The estates where I live. I want them given to me with everything in every one of them. Hollow Hall. I want it." I nod. "Done. I want every last bottle in the royal cellars, no matter how old or rare." "They will be yours," I say.